I'm back. It's 2017, June 2nd, I think. I'm going to move all these logs, and the ones in the distance, there's 8 almost, I like to say, pretty perfect logs that I'm going to use for holding up the roof, the purlines. That's my job. Probably take me a couple of days to get these guys around. I'm back at the wild rice beds, the huge rice bed you saw earlier in footage. Now the water's up so high, it's because it's early in the year, that you have no idea where the path is that's about 1/8 of a mile long through this. I've got to remember where to line up which tree and the landmarks behind me to hope not to foul up the motor. I go really slow through here, and I keep the motor as high as possible so I don't damage anything, including me or the motor. There could be logs tied up in those old rice beds that parked themselves there 100 years ago. Alrighty, gotta go. I'm back at the site. I left last fall. Made it through all my chemo stuff. It's May 2017, end of May. Black flies. I gotta do this quick. The black flies are swarming the camera right now because they still think I'm there. I'm putting screws, big eye hooks in the end of all these logs. And my goal by the end of today, or first thing in the morning, is to flip them all around in the same direction, skinny end first. That's where I'm putting the hooks. And then drag them around the island. And these are the guys for the roof. I already have 3 of them done a little further away. Got to get that nut back on. Well, I'm real happy about this. I've crash landed the boat and it took about 10 tries along the shoreline so I could get somewhere where I could get out. And in the distance, that's my logs. So that's where I'm going. And this is where I'll pull them out. Alright. Gotta go. Gotta tie the boat off. Move the logs you're looking at here down this old beaver trail. I had to clear some debris away. Obviously I'm taller than them. But there's a chute down here, so I don't have to wreck any of the forest. I'm just going to drag them down that old beaver trail if the black flies don't drive me crazy. You got to lift them, then you got to pull them. All right. Okay. Come on, you bastard. Yes. And some of the logs don't line up the way I want, so I gotta spin them around so the hook is towards the lake so I can tie that then to the boat. Yes. All right. They never get lighter. So what I did was I took other logs that were down and I made like crossings so I can get these logs on those and maybe slide them a little easier. I can't turn them all around. I'll have to turn them around in the water. I'm going to bring my wetsuit, or dry suit, whatever it is, tomorrow and spin some of these around in the water. The water is about 42 degrees. All right. Now, if I can get it to that other log. Come on, baby. Yes. All right, my plan is working. You can probably see the flies on the camera lens. This idea of mine laying the logs really comes in handy. This is our log 5. Problem is, the other 3 logs that I have to get today are back up there. Far enough that you can't hardly see them. Probably a football field that way into the woods. So, happy about this though. Yes. I'm going to head out. This is what I just did. These are the logs that I just pulled down there. They're going to go out through that opening, and then I'm going to pull them around to the other side of the island, hopefully tomorrow morning. These are the logs I took down to the water yesterday. I was hoping today it would be sunny and warm and a great day to be in the water, hooking these up to the back of the little rowboat or motorboat. It's not, and the water's in the 40s. But at least these are down to the edge. I think I can pull them out, hook them up, and pull them all the way around to the other side of the island. That's my day today. Hopefully I'll get all 8. Slight miscalculation. I didn't realize that the logs were twice as long as the boat. So I had to move the boat, tie it up to a tree up there. The only thing is you don't know where you're going to fall off of the rocks into deeper water here, so I don't want to go over my head. The water is in the 40s. All right, so it's moving along great. And the sun is trying to come out. It worked. I got 5 logs back there. Now I'm trying to beat whatever storm's moving in, and I'm going to untie, jump in the boat, literally, and like I said, head around that side of the island about half mile away. All right, that's it for today. I didn't go back. Instead, I went for collecting 8 logs. The other 3. The black flies found me, unfortunately. The longer you stay in one area, then they come and hunt you down. This is the last one, number 8. I'm going to try and get them tied onto the back of the boat. That'll be a new record, and I won't have to go back around the island twice today. It'll just be one trip. Tough part was the slimy boulders on the bottom here. The other side over there was sand. It's really dangerous to try and get your footing. Being careful. I'll be out of here hopefully in about another 10 minutes. I'm out in the lake. I've got all 8 logs tied securely, we hope. These guys are going to ride alongside the boat. These guys are going to ride behind the boat. And our goal is to go out there, through that pass over there, and around the other side of the island. So that's been my Sunday morning so far, and I think it's been, hey, so far it's been pretty damn good. 8 logs is a new record. All right, gotta go. Okay, things are going good. All of them are following me nicely. So I decided, what the heck, I'd throw out a line. So I'm trolling. Gotta go slow anyway. So that's what's up. I'm almost past the first little island, and we're heading out that way. I've got 3 out, back over here. I got 5 more to go. Got to get them up in the air, off the ground, so they can dry a little bit before I haul them. It's a little longer. Won't make the turn. There we go. Woo. 4 more to go. Get them drying. Okay. Woo! A lot of times people don't understand why I get excited about new stuff. This is a step, but it's a sturdier step. It's intentionally the 2 logs because it becomes a workbench for me. In other words, something to hold safely, stuff I need to work on. When you need to make really good clean cuts, this is for a support. It's like having another person. So a lot of the things I try to do, it's with that in mind. Like, how could you make it safer and easier? I'm doing a test. I just showed you. How I was cutting this, trying to keep it accurate. This is not a cheat test. I haven't tested it yet. It's probably not going to be perfect, but you can always take some off. You can't add some on. Okay, so that's where it's going. Gonna need to take off about 1/2 inch. So okay, needs about 1/2 inch to come off. Again, critical cut. You'd be surprised how good you can get with a chainsaw if you keep it sharp. And you have something to stand on while you're working. Okay. Whew. I don't know. I think I might bring the sledgehammer up. All right. One more tiny cut. Or actually, I might sand it because I don't want to overcut. I think you'll get the idea of where I'm at. What I've done is pre-drilled holes and then put the screws in on both ends. When you're this close to the end of a beam, it pays to pre-drill so you don't split the wood when you're tightening it up. A couple extra minutes might make it last a couple extra decades. So if it fits. Oh yeah. No, maybe not. Let's see. It's kind of on a knot there. All right. I'm going to go with yes. Okay. Whew. All right, now I got to line up the bottom. It's harder for me to see it. I think that's a really nice snug fit. I'm going to have to look at it from down here before I set those screws. And again, the screws are triple coated outdoor high quality screws. So they'll last and you can take them out. Because these are actually temporary. See, it's over to the left. I mean, it's where we want it, but I've got to tap it over to the left. I don't even know if I'm in this, but now I'm going up there and I'm going to secure it. And again, these two are temporary, but they'll allow me to continue working on the roof. And then I'll mark them with a red T, and then later I can move them out one at a time and replace them with even larger ones. Yikes. Okay. Yikes. All right. baby. There we go. Yes. That's one. Come on. That's two. All right. That's the plumb line. Again, you don't have to have super equipment, but ancient plumb line is just strictly a string from the center of something with a weight on the bottom. Tells you if you're level. All right. Got to go down. I'm gonna continue to try to get the log up and over. Going to thicker gloves, so if it slides on me, I won't have my hands sliced open. All right. Yeah. All right. Come on. Cool. Actually doing it good. Woo. Gotta change plans. Log's heading in wrong direction. It is kind of working. I've got the ladder acting as a stop now. I swung it around. I still got to get it. Ah, shit. I got another plan. I go this way. It goes that way. Nope. Okay, not so easy. Alright, we got it further. I gotta rethink. Plan 3. I'm going to try the pulley. I moved the pulley over. Try it one more time. If that doesn't work, we go to brute force. All right, that's a little. Okay, screw that. All right. Oh, shit. Get back. Get up. All right. Whew. I got more of the log over that way. I don't know what part of the episode is next. What I think is going to happen is because of the balance now, I'm going to be able to get it out from under that log, out from under this one, here, control it, and drag it back that way. Okay. tree holding it back way over there. Well, okay. It's ready to free up, but you gotta make sure it's not now heavier on the free end. Okay, now I lift it up, pull it back. Yeah, sure. Come on. Oh, there it goes. Oh, come on, yeah, mother. Okay. There. There. Woo! All right. Whew. So much for the pulleys. I'm going to pull it into place, I hope. I don't know how, but I'm going to. There. There we go. Okay. Couple more feet. Really glad they're clean and finished off. All right, now if I can lift it. Whew. Need another person. I don't want it going down now, so. There. Uh-oh. Some went down. Okay, now. Okay. That's at one end. There we go. Let's hope it stays. Okay. All right. That's our first purloin. Now I can pull them up when I need them. So you can see I got the new purloin in position. That will be pulled up and it'll be the first one next to the ridge pole. So that's my mission. This is one of those one take only things. You see that 6 extra long feet going out from the cabin. I made the top row, row 12, 6 feet longer on either end. And I did that, that's not in any book. I did that so I'd have somewhere to rest these purloins as I got them up one at a time. I'm going to try to rest 2 or 3 of them so that I can do this alone with ropes, or I might do one with Gail when she comes up for her birthday next week. I'll put a rope over that one. I'll put a rope over that one, tie it to the ends, jump off of a ladder and work it on up. Should work. I'm going to right now test pushing this off and seeing if it doesn't go off the building. So again, it's a one-time only test. So here we go. All right. All right, and that's holding it there. So that's out of my way, and I can bring up another one. this might work. All right, again, a lot of sleepless nights trying to come up with ideas of how to do this alone. All right. This could be a little tricky because I'm not sure I know what I'm doing right now, except I want to get this log past this log up on top of this log. This is the second purling. So far it's gone pretty smoothly. We'll see what happens. Hung up. So I'm gonna roll it. Push it. There. Almost. Get some more. Alright. Try this. Let's see the cone on it. She's hung up on something again. It doesn't take much to hang them up. That's for sure. Alright. Well, I got it further. Okay, I'm going to try another plan. See if I can't push it out. I got the ladder against the wall now. And then swing it out maybe. By pulling and pushing it with my waist. Alright. Okay. Very good. Now, I'm going to watch it so I don't lose control of it. And it goes over the building. Come on. Get up there. Get up. Okay. Okay, it's up. This one's a little bigger. This one will be like right next to the ridgepole. So it's giving me some attitude. So I got to get it over that second support beam. And it's quite a bit heavier than the other one. Once again, I don't want to get carried away and push it too high and have it wind up going off of the end of the cabin. So I just want to get it over this beam. Now it rolled back. Okay. There we go. Oh. Shoot. All right. Plan C. That was a little spooky. I think I was on the right track. All right, now I can roll it. And obviously, the weight of one of these things getting away from you or attacking you would swat you like a bug. Keep in mind, these might look smaller than the big logs for the cabin. They're still 7 inches in diameter and 26 feet long. We're back. This is an idea of what the purloins will be that we're going to put going across the roof. Gail and I are going to try to cut the first one today from the highest point there and notch it and to the other side of the peak at the highest point. So these guys, it'll be bigger than this, but they'll be running like that. So that's our goal for today.
It is. We have 6 of them that we need to run all the way down every 2 feet.
So that's why we got our string and we've marked them on the logs with a magic marker where I'm going to make the cuts.
Right,
So,
so we're gonna be notching,
and hopefully in the right spots.
right.
Okay, we're back at the cabin. Yesterday we put up a 2x4 that's 12 feet long, measured both sides the same distance, marked it at 2-foot intervals, marked it on the logs. That's where we're going to put 5 of the purloins going down to support the roof. This big beam, there's one at each end of the cabin. We'll put supports up from that, also supporting the cross members or the purloins that we're putting in for the roof. So that's what's up. Gail's up giving me a hand. We're going to do the first one together. Hopefully, that's our mission for today. And the logs in waiting to do this are right there on the rack. I already got them up last week, so we're good to go. And hopefully this will be successful. We got 2 days of sunshine.
On.
Okay, these are my new friends. This is the butt end from the 24-foot log I'm going to be putting on the top with Gail today, hopefully. 2 feet down from the ridgepole. And what I thought up was when I cut them down to size to keep a remnants of the tip and the butt of the logs. This is that end, this is this end. So I don't have to hold the whole log up and move it in and out of the notch. I can just move this in and out of the notch and we'll know when it's flush with our gable. A lot easier than that. And then when we think we're really close, we bring the big log up. That's our up and onto this. Okay. All right, cool. Hi. Did you get that?
You're nuts.
Did you get it?
I got it. You're crazy.
Okay, well, it's up. Okay. Are you shooting this?
Could be your last move ever.
Hey. Okay, cool. That's what we wanted. Okay, we lied. It's a couple hours later. We're not at the top. We realize we've got to measure 24 feet out of the center of these logs right here, cutting off a little off each end to use as examples of how much we have to take out there. Plus, they have to be exactly 24 inches for the roof to line up perfectly all the way down. So we got to, next time we're going to mark the other 10 on the ground and pre-cut them. So it's just a little extra step I didn't realize we had to do. So we're going to try to get the first purloin up in the air. Gail's on the rope, which is over the ridgepole. I'm going to climb up, try to lift on it. Gail's going to pull on it, jump off the ladder. It should lift it up. We hope. Okay. Go. I kind of lifted that one. All right. That's cool. Maybe while I'm here, keep pressure on it.
Yep.
Or back pressure off a little bit. I'm going to lift up with my shoulder till we get past this JPEG I'm in. So when I say to pull,
Okay.
pull, okay?
Okay.
So I'm gonna lift. Okay, pull. Okay. It really does kick. I mean, when you pull it over,
Uh-huh.
it pulls it over. All right, so far that's working.
No one's died in this.
No one's died in this episode. I'll get under it. I'll go lift, 3 lifts, and then I'll say pull, and you
Okay.
snug it over. Hopefully, if I'm tall enough.
Yeah,
I'm running out of ladder.
running out of body.
One more. Okay. Ooh, this is awkward.
Oh, dropped your,
That's okay. Okay. All right. Lift, lift, lift. Oh, easy, easy. Okay, cool. Whew. All right.
am I over all the way?
Here, hang on. Let me look at the other side. Okay, snug it. Cool. Just keep pressure on that. I'll go get the other one. The other side. All right. We're getting
Cool.
there. Got one lift, two more lifts.
Okay.
Hang on. I got that end tied off. Let me see if I can get one more out of you.
Okay.
Out of me, I mean. At least I've got something to hold on to on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
The back wall. Okay, same thing.
I'm slacking up.
Oh. Bummer. Okay. Oh. That got heavier.
I bet.
I'm losing. I'm almost straight up and down now. Alright, I'll get the other side.
I can't see on that side. How close are you to dropping it in that hole?
I've got to go up 2, you've got to go up 1.
Okay.
I just don't know if I'm tall enough to get all of them, you know?
Yeah. Do you need me to do a pull on that one?
No.
Okay.
One more, Gail.
Okay. Same
Shoulder, pull, push. Can't even remember.
Push, push, push,
Push,
pull.
push, pull.
3 pushes, and then I pull.
Okay.
And slack. Circle.
Lift, 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 pull.
Are we in the gap?
That's where it belongs.
Do we need to twirl it?
Twirl it.
Just turn it at all? You know, like,
Can't do that till we get the other one.
okay.
We gotta
Good
get-
job.
We gotta get the other one where it belongs. Oh. Okay, you just keep pressure on it for now.
Okay,
We'll make a little stopper. We'll drill in a little stopper.
okay.
So I'm not going through that bam, 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 bam into space. Log breaks in your face. Okay. All right. Oh, cool. All right in the notch.
Oh, good.
That was a shoulder face push. I wasn't quite tall enough with my shoulder. Oh, that's gonna leave a mark.
You take the video and just go and do a line like that, so then you can
All right.
see.
Okay. What we just did is notch, pull, lift, pull, lift, pull, lift with the ropes up to the new notch. Sorry, that's going to be bright and sunny. I'll try to go under here. And the same thing on this end. Lift, pull, with the ropes over the purloins, just like the Egyptians. And except the Egyptians didn't have my beautiful assistant, Gail. All right, Gail, take a bow. All right, that's it. It's up. That's our first purloin in place.
Excellent.
Got to tweak it now, but it's
up there.
It's up there. We have the first purloin in. Gail's up here. She gave me a hand. We cut the ends off of each one, and then I carried this up to make my notches rather than having to put the big 24-foot log in each time. It worked out great. Then we used the ropes on each end, tied them over the main ridge pole. Gail jumped off the ladder at the first rung while I lifted each time we went up a notch. So it worked out great, or just like we wanted. This was a great idea. A lot easier to carry this up in the air and do the test so that it fits than humping the log in and out and in and out, because it takes about 10 or 15 little cuts to make it work. Real happy. Great day. Now we're going to start on purloin number 2. They keep getting closer to the ground, which is great. That's it. Egyptian style works. Rope. Okay. That's with this one. Everything's got to be tight today. All right, what is this log?
That's 4E.
4E, 4 east.
Yep,
Need one more and we're done for today.
right too.
Up there. Uh-oh, it's got to go through the cone.
Okay, I'm coming.
All right.
Over now.
Okay, we're back on Tuesday morning. Supposed to be good weather. Gail's back at work camp helping me, and we did our first purloin together. And it's up, and it's beautiful. So now we got 2. We're going to work on number 3, and we use the Egyptian rope technique. We tied the ropes to the purloin. Gail was on the other end of the rope. When I told her to pull, she pulled and I lifted and we worked it up the notches. Worked out great. I think we're going to have a great day today. We're going to try to get another one up and maybe get some other ones up resting on the long logs that we made. All right, that's it. I'm going to lift up with the 2x4 that's wedged under there, raise it over that bolt in the middle, and then pull it forward.
Pull, you're over. Just over. Oh, hair higher. Ooh. I think you got it.
All right.
Good job.
Okay, grab this.
Okay, I'm coming. Over and out.
Our Egyptian log hauling technique is working really well. We got 1 done. 2 is ready to go up even further. We're measuring number 3. We're cutting him to 24, and then we'll go back and we'll start notching in number 2. You should be able to get rid of that before lunch, I hope. And then we'll start hauling up logs and resting them on the other side. We have to trim that giant tree and those 2 trees, and then start pulling them up and resting them on the opposite side of the cabin. That's hopefully today. Just getting them up, not being able to work on them. But we're going to measure them and cut them first. Fortunately, we didn't have on film what we just did. We got that beast with the orange rope tied to it up from the forest on this side over the other ridge pole, and we're going to bring it up to be the second highest on the west side of the cabin. And it's one of those logs that for some reason it's twice as heavy and dense as the other ones. It's not rotten, it's just rock hard. And it was a nightmare getting it up. Again, 3.5 hours to get that one log 1/4 of the way up. Now we're going to try to get it all the way up to the top.
we're preparing the other purloins for the top, cutting them while they're stacked down here and measuring them, at least on one end, and then we can pull them up today so they're up there so we can put them in place and cut the other end off. Much easier than cutting down. It's much easier to cut down here than to do it up in the air. That's what we've discovered the last few days.
I'm measuring exactly 24 feet out of each one of these things, so I don't have to measure 15 feet in the air or whatever it is up there. So we cut the butts off already down by Gale, and I have to leave these, but at least they'll be marked. So I'll be cutting them in the air, but they'll already have a 24-foot mark on them. We're trying to move 5 of these over to the site today. That's the job. 24 foot.
Okay. Well, it's the plastic is up to the beam, not the trunk. Nope, the plastic is just at the log.
So where was it before?
Right here. I haven't hit it yet.
Oh, okay. What you got to do?
Because you can see the
Hang on,
plastic's
just-
at the log.
Yeah.
That's
What
a
you
lot.
do, because these are small, or relatively small. Now, try to lift on it. All right.
Nope, now we're...
Well, you get what I mean. Before, when it was under tension, before I stopped it, all you'd have to do is come up and push on that butt, and it would pop it right up. It just pops it right up.
But I just kind of lean on the back then. The butt.
You're going to signal me after. You'll see.
Okay. Got some slack. Okay.
get this log out of the way. Turn this off. Forearm versus metal J-hook with the big metal attachment flying at the speed of sound into my forearm. We'll see what happens later today. Okay, in a second you're going to see a log coming by, going up for one of the purloins. We hope.
They're not biting.
Alright.
What the heck? My wedge is stuck. I have to go to a new source. Stuck. They're not stuck, that's the problem.
Anything.
No, but I mean they're just not, they just sit there. They're not going in between, which I don't know what that looks like from the outside, but they're sure not biting. Here's a good one.
Log.
I have a question.
Oh, okay.
Is that going?
Yep.
Is there any reason you would not want to do 5 before 4?
I want them in order.
Yeah, I know, but
So
if we
five would be better.
have to do 5 first,
No, 4, and we put them up higher.
then we get them up. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to be pulling a log up this trail, hopefully in a couple seconds or minutes.
Ready?
There you go. Log should be coming up that trail through the hobbit hole. Should hear the All right, I think that worked. Okay, I'm back. It's crappy out. That's a puddle. It's raining. It's 45 degrees and it's August 5th. I don't know what's going on with the weather, but that's the fourth or third purloin coming down from the ridgepole on this side. So I'm happy, making progress, and got to go remove foam. You got to do something when it's raining. You can't just sit around. So, as unpleasant as it is, it's machete time. What I'm doing is I'm going to be removing some of the foam. Got to do it. It's raining today, so I don't want to be up on the top of the building. But basically I wanted to get a before and after picture. This is razor sharp. I got to get this off by the end of the season so it doesn't trap water over the winter. It's ready, it's ready to work. And that's what I'll be doing. So the water will go down and off. It won't be trapped in that first little ridge and cause more problems than it solves. So after I do this, for a day or two, it's nice and sharp. We'll get back to you on this. Today, I'm going to work on the back wall, the back north wall, and put a razor sharp edge on the machete. Got to remove the foam, get it ready to put the concrete on, like you're seeing on the inside here. 45 degrees, August 5th. I'm just glad it finally stopped raining. It's been raining for about 4 or 5 hours. That's my mission. So, back to work. It's a couple hours later, 5 hours later. Still working on the back wall, but I came into the cameras under the rain shelter. I came in to switch coats. This one's apparently not as waterproof as I thought it was. So anyway, that's what's up. Obviously you could probably hear it. The rain has not stopped, but I haven't stopped either. There's my machete. I've got a lot done. Obviously I want to get more done. I've got to do this entire wall. So that's what I'm up to. I didn't quit. I don't have any idea what time it is, but I'm going to keep at it. Back again. Machete sharpened. Got all this yesterday during the rain. Rained all day. You could only get so wet. The cold is a bigger problem than the rain. Then I changed inside under the shelter and drove back in the rain. So you wind up soaked anyway, but it makes you feel better being dry for a little bit. So it's not raining today. I'm going to finish up, then get ready to do the concrete work on this. Today I got to go to the backside. It's dry and it's been raining for 3 days straight, but I got rid of all the foam, ground it all down, hand sanded the logs, got rid of the knots, and but the corners where they cross, I've got to get between them and sand them. So I know they have sandpaper you can probably buy somewhere that's heavy duty, but what I did this morning was I took Gorilla Tape and taped together 3 sections of tape, and my theory is to slide them between the logs and then sand them. So that's going to save me a lot of time today and do a better job. I'm off to test the new product. It's a research and development project. One other thing water gets between the logs, so you got to get rid of that first or you'll wreck the sandpaper. So that is how you get around that. Okay. You have to also wear gloves, so that's where the big black hairy spiders hang out. Yeah. This is working. Obviously, this is wall 8. This can last longer. I'll get rid of the foam while I'm here, but I'll probably concrete it and seal it 2 weeks from now when I get back from my last trip in 2017. All right, this is going to work. And this, yes. All right. Yeah. Great. Should be good. Just want to make sure the sealer actually sticks. If you don't do all this, then everything else you did doesn't mean anything. All right, I'll do that. I'll do that one more time. Blow it off and take a look at it. But looks like the plan's working. I'm under my rain shelter. I had to come in. Obviously, you can hear the rain. Came in to get this black raincoat and change, because the one I got on just isn't cutting it. Everything's sanded, taped from top to bottom. Now I've got to do the concrete work in between. I'll start doing that now. Really happy. The north wall now, from bottom to top, is sanded, deknotted, taped off, cemented. Every joint, all the chinking is done. The corners are smooth to make it so it's harder for little critters to get in there and stay in there. So that is done. The next step is to coat it with 2 coats, and I had to make this work, I had to go back and cut the forest back. In other words, to allow that that yellow ball over there the ability to come in and, at least for a couple hours a day. Now you can see where the sun's hitting the corner there. It'll allow it to dry out. Not a lot, but a lot more than it was. And that's what you want to avoid, the moisture. So real happy, except now I've got to coat the whole thing twice by hand with a brush. So that's it. Signing off for the day. It's August 7th. The weather's so crummy this season. I had to build a canopy over the whole north end of the cabin because I just got done hand sanding, deknotting, and cementing between every log. And it can't cure, needs 48 hours of dry weather to cure. And I don't think we've had 48 hours of dry weather in the last month and a half that I've been here. So you got to improvise, so I made a roof. It's kept the rain off last night, and it's going to rain again today. So I'm going to go back to working on notching logs for the purlines for the roof. I'm sitting up in the northeast corner. Just finished notching the last purline for this row. It's purline 5. So we've got this whole side done. I know it's weird looking at it like this. And I've got a rain cover still on for the cement to dry on the north wall between all the chinking. So, and of course, a huge storm is moving in again. That'll be about the 5th one in 6 days. So, but I'm moving ahead. It's looking good. Big day in the neighborhood. They got to decide what to do with the overhang, but that's another story. It's even. They're laying flat. I'm a happy guy. I can't take it anymore. It's been raining 2 or 3 times a day, if not every single day, for 11 days. I've been working under tarps, which is working. Got the north wall done. It's sanded, denouted, hand sanded, cemented, sealed twice, and tarred on the bottom. And it's drying right now, and I'm leaving that tarp the length of the back wall of the cabin up till I get back. So that'll dry in here. I made another temporary tarp here so I can dry this stuff out from over there. I'm out of here. Okay, I'm back again. This will be my last trip, probably for the year. I've come up 5 times this year. Last time I left after it rained 11 days straight, or on and off for 11 days straight, and it's raining again. I just got dry, got out of my rain gear. I'm working under my temporary shelters, and oh my God, I didn't notice that. Wow, I've got a couple, maybe 50 gallons of water in those big loops up there. I got to get rid of. I didn't notice that before. All right. Okay. So this ought to be interesting. Something I didn't see before when I just got back. It's August 21st. It's been raining. I left because it was raining. I came back and it's raining. I had a temporary roof protecting the north wall so it could cure the concrete and the sealer. And now I realize I've got water trapped up in the top here, and I got to get rid of it or it'll tear the whole protection down. Oh yeah, that's a lot of weight. And you got to make sure you don't poke a hole in the tarp and make it useless. Oh, man. Woo. Obviously, that's a lot of weight. So, I wouldn't have put this up to protect the cement and let it cure. All that work I did before would have been for nothing. That's not bad though. That's the only those 3 pockets. Rest of it's good. All right. You never know what you're coming back to. Covering the north wall with that tarp while I was gone paid off. The wall cement is dry, the sealer's dry, everything turned out good. It's looking good. So I removed, you saw earlier I was removing the plastic. I'll have to do that again on the east wall on this trip. Big day in the neighborhood. You can see all that green tape and the white foam inside the green tape. I've taped off all the purlines, all 10 of them, or 11 counting the ridge pole, and now I got to cement all that. That's my job today. On this side, on the back side, on the outside, so it's 40 areas I got to cover before the rains come again. All right, gotta go. Last wall to be defoamed, cemented, and sealed. It's September 1st or August 31st. I can't remember. There was frost this morning, so I got to get this done today, and then get this stuff coated, and then that's it. That's the last of the walls. The foam is removed. The nuts are all sanded. That's the last wall. I underestimated it. Also fell a little bit. It wasn't the fall that bothered me. It was running into the tree. Everything's going good though. This is August 30th. It's about the warmest the water gets up here. It's probably in the high 40s, it seems to me. So I got a wetsuit on. I'm going to go work on the canal today. Dig more boulders out. I've got to be in the water, waist high, chest high, all day. It's not something you want to do in the spring right after the ice comes out. So that's what I'm doing. And all the purlines are up. They're all cut into place. They're all bolted in place. They're all cemented. They're all sealed twice. All the corners where the logs meet are cemented and sealed twice. All the walls except for the outside of this one, which I hope to get tomorrow, will be done. And then in the spring, since I've got everything up, all I have to do is lay the plywood up there, nail it in place, and put the roofing material on top of it. Okay, it's all the purlines are up. Everything's sanded and sealed with the good sealer twice. Every log, every support, every purline, outside walls, inside walls, everything's chinked, everything's cemented. All I have to do now is come back in the spring and lay the sheathing on and whatever roofing material I'm going to use. Then I can start putting in some doors and windows. But it was a horrible year. Too much rain. Rained 75% of the time. Worked under tarps most of the year. So even though I came up quite a bit, didn't get as much done as I wanted, but I got what I got done I like. So it's looking good, and that's pretty much how she's going to be. I've got some little supports up there keeping those purlines straight, and then I'll probably be using bigger timbers for those cross supports going up. So that's it. Till next season. It's 2017, September 1st.